Welcome back into the Women's Rodeo World Championship countdown to AT&T Stadium. Before the break, we discussed the previous 23 world champions, but let's talk about the coveted title of the all-around cowgirl.
It's determined with, you have to work multiple events based on the cumulative W24 standings. And of course, the all-around champion is awarded $20,000. Let's take a look back at the journey of the original all-around champion, Jackie Crawford.
I think the Women's Rodeo World Championship gave new life to women in the Western industry, in the roping industry, the barrel racing industry, to strive for something where the reward is big. And you know, it's brought new life to all of us to give us something to work towards, and actually has a big payout at the end of it. Well, you know, I think that women that rope like to team rope and breakaway rope, and before there was a lot of big wins in the breakaway roping, and the barrel racing had a lot of big wins, but the team roping had kind of just been a lot of little wins. Now we get to bring that into a year-long accumulation to go at something that says, hey, we were the best this entire year. And that is really cool, and it actually is a huge, when we win that, it makes a difference. It makes a difference in our lives. That is a huge amount of money, and it's life-changing. You know, it was just such a cool year. I found out I was pregnant. I found out this huge news of the Women's World Championship. And so at the same time, it was bittersweet. It was like, oh, well, I don't know if I'll get to compete in that. But as we rocked along, I stayed comfortable, I felt comfortable, and it was like, you know, this is something that could be life-changing, and it is a monumental thing in women's rodeo. And so as long as I stayed comfortable, I was gonna compete, and I did. And to be able to compete in that with my little girl that I named Journey, and go through that journey with her, and be able to come out the all-around champ at the end of that was, you know, that's something we'll never forget.
Jackie, real quickly, we can talk to you. You've been competing professionally for nearly 2 decades. This is probably one of the biggest paydays in women's rodeo, and I know you're excited to be a part of it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the opportunity that the WCRA has given us is life-changing for some of us. And so we can't thank everyone enough, and I can't thank everyone who stands behind me and my family and my sponsors, and just thank all of y'all for having us here, and we've enjoyed it.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, your all-around champion of the inaugural Women's Rodeo World Championship, Jackie Crawford. We got 2 more.
Well, I got to thinking to myself, I felt perfectly comfortable roping. All was well, doctor was fine, like it was fine. The only thing that I kept replaying in my mind, the what ifs, you know? And so the what if to me is, what would happen if this happened? And the only thing that would, without something catastrophic, which could happen in anything that you're doing, it would be like, all right, if my horse did trip and come up, the saddle horn is what would be, you know, would hurt anything. And so I was like, well, I don't need it. I'll just cut it off, because I don't need it in what I do. And so that takes out even less risk. And so, yeah, it was pretty easy. I mean, everybody was like, what? You can't without a saddle horn? It's like, I don't use the saddle horn in the breakaway roping. So it was good. Cut it off and roped, and I was totally comfortable. Oh, I mean, you know, I hope that she thinks that it was cool that she got to be a part of that. And I think the biggest thing that I want both of my kids to look back at and see is that the work ethic and drive that me and their dad have for what we had a passion for. I hope that they, you know, stay committed and want to, you know, go all in everything they do. And so I hope that's what they take from all of this. I think that one of my favorite stories off of the Women's World Championship was in the team roping, because this association is structured to let everyone have an opportunity. And I think one of my favorite stories was Kylie McLean and Megan Gunter coming through and winning the team roping, and they won like $120,000. And so they were a challenger team. And I think people look at this association and think, well, I don't have a chance of winning the challenger, and then I got to go meet the open. And that's not the case. This association is opportunity for everybody. And they came in, and when it came down to it, they beat the open girls. And so that was a really neat story, and something that I thought was true to the association and how it was created. I would say the Women's Rodeo World Championship is an achievement. It's an achievement. I think it's an achievement to qualify, and it's an achievement to win it. I would say there's a lot of unique things about the Women's Rodeo World Championship, but the coolest thing for me is the qualifying system to get in there. It doesn't make you, we're already so spread out with our time, it doesn't make you go to anything extra. You just have to nominate what you're already going to. And so you get this huge return on your investment by already going to the places that you're going to. And I think that's so unique instead of trying to create a whole nother association that divides your time even more. That's really cool.
What really stuck out to me was Jackie's words of achievement, because there truly is so much achievement all throughout the Women's Rodeo World Championship. And these girls right here that we're looking at is the all-around race for 2024. Martha Angeloni, she was your 2023 all-around champion. She heads, she heels, she ropes calves, she can do it all. I believe she even ran barrels as well to get that all-around championship. So to see her lead the pack this time, it's pretty amazing.
Well, and so many of these girls like to do the different disciplines, and I think that that's a true all-around champion.
It really is. But thank you guys so much for joining us today on Women's Rodeo World Championship Countdown to AT&T. We'll see you next week.